Hey Internet, Eric here. Well, it's Bloody Sunday once again. If you don't know what that is, I've done quite a few of these. I don't think I've missed one yet, or 1 week. My buddy Corey over at the Need Gore YouTube channel, he created this concept where every Sunday all you do is you just take a specific death or deaths from a movie, TV show, cartoon, what have you, make a short and sweet discussion video about it, and that's it. And I kind of figured I would use this as kind of also a memorial to Sid Haig. It's memorial, however you want to look at it. Um, well known for the House of a Thousand Corpses movies, as Captain Spaulding, Devil's Rejects, Three from Hell, what have you, and then among so many other movies that I didn't know he was in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my entry of Bloody Sunday as kind of like a little tribute to Sid Haig. Um, I don't want people to think it's bandwagon jumping because a lot of people did their R.I.P. Sid Haig videos. I was planning on reviewing or discussing the whole Firefly family trilogy to build up to Three from Hell coming to Blu-ray. I'm gonna wait on that. I'll do that sometime next month. But anyways, my little tribute, I guess, to Sid Haig is I'm going to discuss some deaths from House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, obviously, if I'm discussing deaths in a movie, there are spoilers abound, so watch at your own risk. Basic plot of this movie, I'm not going to get too into it, is a couple of, or two couples are going on a cross-country trip for, like, I guess they're visiting, I think they're visiting different landmarks in America, like the world's largest ball of twine and, all that stupid shit. They come across they're at a gas station. They come across Captain Spaulding, who's got this whole murder tour, like in his gas station. Um, they pick up a hitchhiker, played by Sherry Moon Zombie. They go to their house, and then they're tortured. All right. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this movie is the deaths of, I think he's named Killer Karl, and is it Richard Wick? I don't know. The last name's Wick. The two robbers that in the very beginning of the movie try to hold up Captain Spaulding at the gas station and rob him. Um, what's great about this scene, not necessarily the deaths actually, is just the way we get to focus on Sid Haig and the way he goes from being comedic to scary to downright menacing. And this scene starts off. He's talking to his buddy. They're talking about different movie memorabilia, autographs, and this and that. The buddy goes to the bathroom. And Sid's just being Sid. He's basically saying, "Don't clog the toilet because I had to use a snake last time." As the old guy's in the toilet, two thieves walk in. One's wearing like a plastic Halloween gorilla mask. It's like plastic with the string, the cheap string. He's got that over his big fat face. The other guy's wearing a ski mask. And they do the whole "give me all your money" type of shtick. And Captain Spaulding wants none of it. Doesn't give a shit. He is taunting them the whole time. I think he in one part of the conversation he calls the guy with the ski mask Ski King. He just shows that he's not afraid. That the guy says put your hands up, and then I think Sid goes like this, or how do you do it? There you go, with his middle fingers up, basically saying fuck you. And he says why don't you just take your mom home some chicken before I put my foot up your ass, that type of stuff. They bring the other guy out of the bathroom. And the big guy with the monkey mask, the gorilla mask, is, I don't know if he's like legit mentally retarded or something like that, but he's very slow, he's very childlike, he's very bumbling because he's always bumping into stuff. And then while the old guy that comes out of the toilet, he finds out who the guy is behind the monkey mask. And he's like, "You're something Wick. You work at the hardware store." And the guy says, "No, that's not me." And then he does this little taunting song that they do, and then he freaks out, and he takes the mask off. The mask falls off, and when the mask falls off, Captain Spaulding literally points at him and laughs. And what that does, it takes the attention off. I guess, like I said, his name is Killer Karl. That's what I found in Wikipedia, the guy's name. He's distracted. He looks over at Wick, right? Wick and the old man. And while that happens, this really cool, like really big, really good jump scare happens. In walks in at first. Like, here's the thing. You ever see Pee Wee or Pee Wee's Big Adventure? The scene where Pee-wee loses his bike. He changed it up to like one of those department store clowns that just wave back and forth like this, to ongoing customers. You see those outside Captain Spaulding's gas station, and as everyone's distracted, runs in what we think is one of those department store things, creatures, whatever, big fucking creepy head, and he's running in with an axe, and what he does is he slices Karl, and Karl falls, and what that does is it distracts Wick, and what that does, Spaulding pulls out a gun, shoots Wick dead in the head, and it's a really boom, real quick, bullet to the head, good reaction, and then Wick falls out, and we get a good shot of like the big bullet hole, and we get some brain and some gore and stuff like that. So he's dead, and then I guess we cut to the guy, the living clown or whatever, the animatronic guy, whatever you call him, takes his mask off. It's Irwin Kirshner, no, that's the hell is his name? Because that's the director for Empire Strikes Back. Irwin something. I'll put his name in the description, since I don't know who the fuck he is. He's this big, burly, scary looking motherfucker. He's a character actor. Anytime they need a big, scary dude, he's there. Anyways, and he's doing this menacing laugh as he's staring down at Karl. And what I forgot to say is, what's great about Sid is he's happy-go-lucky, and then the gun gets pointed at him. He's still not scared, and he's still happy. And then Karl says, I hate clowns. And then suddenly Sid goes from happy to pissed off. So that was one thing I wanted to mention about Sid. And then what happens is Captain Spaulding walks by. He's got his gun after he shot Wick. It was really cool because you can tell this dude likes to kill, because he puts the gun barrel under his nose and just smells it. So this dude has killed before and he loves it. He walks over to Karl, and Karl, you don't really see the gash, I don't think, but he's coughing up blood. And what's great is that we get this shot of Spaulding's point of view. We see Karl down there, and then you just see this big fucking clown shoe like right on his chest. And I have to go back to a conversation, because the final words that Spaulding says to him is Karl says, I'm going to count to like 10 or something, and if you don't put the money in the bag, I'm going to kill you and all this shit. So he goes, 1, Spaulding says, fuck your mama. 2, fuck your sister. 3, fuck your grandma. Then all the shit happens. Slice, head wound, all this. Spaulding walks over, clown shoe on the chest, and then we get a gun pointed directly at the camera, and Spaulding says, well, most of all, fuck you. Boom, boom, boom. Fade to black. Oh, when he puts the clown shoe on the chest, he coughs up a little bit of blood. Fade to black, and then we think it's going to be over, but then Spaulding has one last fucking hilarious line, and he says something like, God damn it, motherfucker got blood all over my favorite clown outfit. And then, boom, title cards, all this great song about House of a Thousand Corpses. But I'll get into that more when I discuss it. But I want to do a little bit of a tribute to Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding in this. It's one of my favorite scenes. It shows Sid's versatility of being funny, mean-spirited, scary, menacing. The dialogue is so great between all the characters. Just a really fun scene. Great gore, as little as it is. Like I said, that head wound on the simpleton, I guess you would say. That's my contribution today for Bloody Sunday. That's it. I don't know how else to end this other than I'll just say like and subscribe, cheers, all that jazz. Happy Bloody Sunday, and R.I.P. Sid Haig.